Morning and welcome to Cosmic Love's Naked Truth. My name is Jamie and this is my story of a cosmic love, eternal and unconditional, and the most beautiful love I've ever felt. The most mind-bending love, because I had to it made me lose my mind, but in a good way. So I just woke up and today's the 8th of March 2023, and I feel like, you know, when the spacemen are in space and they keep like a daily account of like a diary. I guess it is my diary, sort of, that I'm sharing because of a profound experience that I had. But this is Jamie Twin Flame Mission 662149 reporting from Vietnam. My findings on this insane journey. I was just thinking this morning and I was like, oh, why is it still there? And what this journey does is really make you think that you're going crazy. And I'm a qualified psychologist. I did my studies in positive psychology, and so I've learned a lot about the human mind and what is crazy. And there's also, it's like a part of you feels like you're going crazy, and a part of you feels like this unconditional love where, so it's your mind and your heart, your soul, where your mind thinks you're going absolutely crazy because it doesn't have a program for this in it. It's not programmed for this. It's like, well, what is that? No, it's wrong. And your heart feels like it's found home for the first time ever. So you have this contrast within yourself, and that's also really painful because there's a war going on inside of you, this unconditional love for someone that doesn't love you back, in this 3D world at least, and that you feel something you've never felt before, but you can't because they don't feel it back. So there's this constant war and this constant dialogue that goes on in your mind, and it's painful. And it all is a process of the awakening, because it cracks your heart open and you go through a spiritual awakening. There's no doubt that if you are on a twin flame journey, you go through this awakening. If you are, so then again, on top of all of that, you have your own free will as a human. So if I was still drinking and smoking all the time and not resting my body, because I used to smoke cigarettes, and I used to like binge drink on weekends sometimes, or drink a lot, you know. And if I was still there, this would not have happened for me. My mind had to be clear and to go through the awakening, because you have to connect with your body, and it's your chakra system, your energy system, which mine had been really blocked because I wasn't doing everything I had to be doing for my body. And then, you know, I stopped just before I met my twin flame, and it happened for me. And it was a path that I wanted to go on, because I remember about a year prior to meeting him, I stood, I don't know, it could have been around 2020, 2021. I met him in 2022. So I remember thinking, is this it? Like, as in, where I was, everyone, it's a city, and people just work and party and have fun, and it's not everyone. I can't stereotype everyone. I never am, but a lot of people, that's what they were doing. And I was like, no, there's got to be more to life than this. And I started questioning, like, what is more to life and where is it supposed to be going? But it was like there was a block in front of my face. Like, I couldn't see further. I was like, I know this isn't it. I know this is not like what it's going to be like for the rest of my life. I know there's more, but I couldn't see it. Like, it was just, there was nothing. I was like, okay, well, this is what I do now. And then I felt the call to move closer to the ocean, closer to the mountains, to a place where I could be alone. Not like in a big mountain far away, but a city that is a lot more quiet. The expat community is not really big. I don't have a huge social life. Yeah, excuse me. I don't have a huge social life here, so I had to go inside. It gave me time to go inside and start discovering who I am, and this is all part of the journey. And I needed, so what my point is you have a choice as well. Like, you can be presented with this experience, and I feel like the universe has tried to speak to me many times before, but I haven't listened. But I opened myself up to listening. So you can meet a twin flame and then not experience this because you're blocking it off, right? You have to make a choice as well to say, okay, I want to know more. Tell me more. I mean, like, physically, I didn't really have any choice when, like, physical things started happening to my body and my heartbeat and, like, bloatedness and exhaustion and energy and all these different things that happened when your chakra starts awakening. It's a spontaneous awakening and you don't have control over it. But you do have control to a degree, and you could decide that I'm not stepping into this. Like, I don't want to carry on. So I have my background in psychology, and I actually am a rapid transformational therapist as well, which is working with the mind, the conscious and the subconscious mind, to a great degree. Really, it helps clients through hypnosis to go into their subconscious blocks and programming that hinder people from living their life and, like, cause addiction, and I don't think I'm good enough, and I can't find a relationship, and I can't find love, and I blah blah blah. And it's incredible. It's amazing. Like, I've seen it work with people have stopped smoking. Like, it's brilliant. But I feel like I had to have all this background in psychology, and I had to have these interests because I had to understand what was real and what was not real and what is going on with me, because otherwise I think I would have thought I was even more crazy if I didn't have this background knowledge of the workings of the brain and the mind. And obviously I've learned so much more in the last just over a year, but it's been really helpful to have that knowledge so that we can tell the difference between our thoughts and what's really happening. Our thoughts are really happening, but also it's important that we step outside of our thoughts. Like, for me, having these constant thoughts of someone were crazy, and then you think you're crazy, and then technically, I mean, you can absolutely 100%, you have control over your thoughts. It's all in your mind. So I was like, am I making this twin flame thing up? Like, am I just looking for something But then I realized that I only found the term after I started experiencing physical things that were happening to me. So I thought, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I made it up or found this term because I wanted this attention from this guy. I know, but you wouldn't make this up. You wouldn't make a twin flame thing up. It's not the love story, the fairy tale love. It is, but it ends in tragedy because that is, in my opinion, it is the representation of life, which is light and dark. And for me, the twin flame journey is an actual reflection of life. It's all the light and all the dark together coexisting, and that is why it ends up, or it is like it is. Like, most twin flames are not with their twin flames, but they've had a spiritual awakening, and that's, I mean, fuck. That's absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, I had to understand my thoughts to really know, and then you practice breathing and you practice being present. The only way I could deal with the twin flame, the emotions that I was feeling, like, for this person, but also when he told me, like, no, he doesn't want anything serious with me, I felt a pain I've never felt before. And I said to him, I was like, what is this that I'm feeling? Like, why is it so painful? Why is this so painful? Like, I don't understand. Like, I barely know you. Like, why is this hurting me so much? And I knew that it was something different, something special. And he saw something too, but maybe it's too scary. Like, even now, so now, even just saying it, I'm like, my mind, my ego says, oh my gosh, you are a crazy bitch. Like, how on this earth are you even telling this story about this person that you haven't spoken to for ages? Like, how are you even telling this story about this person? But I woke up this morning, I was like, shit, it really is real. Because it happened, you know, and I'm not attached to the story, but it was an incredible process, and it is unbelievable. It is unbelievable that you can feel this way for someone. It is unbelievable. The love that you feel is unbelievable. Like, I genuinely know what inspired Walt Disney. I know what inspired Walt Disney, what inspired Shakespeare. I know what Rumi was talking about. Like, I know, not in it, I believe in it. I know because I feel that in my body. I feel Rumi's love in my body. Like, I feel the biggest love I've ever felt before, and it was from the beginning of that journey. So it's not meant to be, as well, it's supposed to break the paradigms of what we think love has to look like, and it's supposed to break the paradigms of what we think a 3D relationship has to look like. And there's nothing wrong with if you're married and you're doing all the things by the book, but there's so many other loves, there's so many other ways. So it's a love that can't be explained, and I don't think it's supposed to be explained. But yeah, I remember in the beginning, I just had to breathe. I had to really just breathe, to be present. And that's all part of the awakening as well. Excuse me, it's morning time. I hope this video is not too dark for YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like he's inside of me. My heartbeat And that makes me feel like I'm a love poem. My life is a love poem. That's how it feels when I feel you in my heartbeat. And it still feels the same, and it still scares me. I wonder if it will go down. I wonder if I'll go down as the girl who couldn't stop writing about love. Because it's literally what dreams are made of. And then I wrote a twin, this was this past weekend. A twin flame could be AI fucking with your brain. That's how it feels. It feels like there's something else that has control over you. And I've said to him before as well, I was like, and it makes sense, being a twin flame, if you are from the same sort of soul print. And your souls are actually in unity. I said to him, it feels like you're controlling my brain. It feels like you have control over my brain, which is fucking scary. So a twin flame could be AI fucking with your brain, but through manipulation, thought manipulation, to awaken you to the understanding of thought manipulation. So if we're looking at it from a gamer's point of view or technology point of view, it feels like brain control in a way. That's why you have to gain so much control over who you are, and you have to understand so much of who you are. You have to be alone and kill your egos and find out exactly who you are, because you feel like something else is taking control over you. Now that sounds crazy as well, but I fucking shit you not. It feels like sometimes, especially when energies are really intense, it feels like there's something else that is taking control of you. So through thought manipulation, to awaken you to understanding of the manipulation. And then I was talking about the mama wound, which is the biggest wound that everyone has, because we store so much trauma there. Because we come from our mama's womb, right? And she has trauma from her life and generations before. And we are born with this, male, female. It doesn't matter what sex, the trauma from the mama wound is passed on. And so the mama wound is really big for everyone. There's so much trauma stored in that place. So yeah, you spend time in your head, you may as well make it a happy place. So basically, now the light comes back on. Oh man. So that will be dark, but it's fine. Basically, you have to understand that you are in control of your thoughts. And I guess that was just a long way of saying that. And the twin flame thing is real. It's just to awaken you. It was annoying. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh. Sometimes it's like that. It's like, why are you still there? And then you get like a bit of a panic, because you're like, is this ever gonna go away? You get a bit of anxiety. But when you learn that you are in control, you breathe, you focus on something else, you can move on. And I mean, that's a tool you can use for every kind of anxiety, every kind of... I also think this experience, like, because it opened my heart so much. I'm sorry, this is my pajamas. Because it opened my heart so much, I'm able to understand so much more of people and do my job. So it also, like I said to you before, I couldn't see any further. I was like, I know there's more, but I can't see any further. So what it did for me is clean the windows, and I could see so far. So far. I was like, oh my gosh, look at all my dreams. Remember, Jamie? Remember? And then you go through like a life review. Mine was sort of prolonged, sort of in stages. As I was feeling this love, I was writing about this love and this connection, and it was bringing out life review experiences as well. It was all happening sort of at once. And I was like, look at all my dreams. Remember what you want to do, what you want to become. And I mean, to be honest with you, I've always had a good, attractive energies. So I've always made my dreams come true. I've always said, okay, I want to do this, and I've done it. And I've like gone there, and I'm really grateful for that. Like, that's amazing. You know, I've wanted to travel, and I've wanted to teach, and I wanted to be in the position that I'm in right now. I remember making a vision board when I was working in South Korea as a teacher about the life I'm living right now. So it's incredible that I've attracted my dreams to me.